come out to in the entire world.
Live at Red Rocks, this place is obviously epic on a myriad of levels.
We in Colorado, baby. We in Denver.
We come to Denver and make genuine connections, new partners, new agents, new managers, excellent representation, and people you can work with for the rest of your career.
I think it's so important for creators to get together because that's the future of our business. And this community really proves that we're stronger together.
Welcome to the Chinwag podcast.
Well, it's always because an audience is nice. They feed you. The energy is nice. They have a back and forth with people. Then people got up and were telling us really interesting things about themselves, and it's great.
Everything good that has ever happened in my entire career has somehow, in one way, shape, or another, come from SeriesFest.
Do it again, okay? It's take two. Listen, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it right.
Richard asked me what's showing tonight.
What's going on behind me? SeriesFest, baby. It's really a celebration of creators. That's really what we're here to do, is celebrate creators on the verge of breaking into the industry.
And everybody I've met is not only interested in you personally and what you do creatively, but they want to share their story.
It's really about the community, it's really about the arts, it's about the people who make the films and the television shows. The artists come first here.
And we're doing a panel today about Hollywood disabilities and how to open up more opportunities around that.
It's actually been a great time. I'm excited for the party tonight, too. I'm excited for all the parties.
All you filmmakers out there, if you have a series that you want to get exposure, SeriesFest is the place to do it.
It'll be bigger than the NFL in 3 years.
It's like going to the best summer camp you always wished existed when you were a kid.
Beautiful day today, sunny and green, so we'll see you season 10.
I am 2 thumbs up for season 10.
We're going to get started right here, but these 3 incredible women in front of you, you may recognize them on their from on the screen, but their work behind the screen is equally impactful and vibrant and beautiful, and I can't wait for you to hear that side of things too. Lawon from RespectAbility, another amazing organization. If you don't know about it, please learn about it. We're so thrilled to have you here moderating, and I hand it over to you.
Hello, everyone. My name is Lawon, Exum. My pronouns are he and him. I have a gray suit on, a gray jacket, very colorful, pink tie, a mint color shirt, and like everybody keep talking about my shoes.
Yeah.
Multi-color shoes.
All about the shoes.
I've worked in the industry for 30 years, and I've worked in the industry in the entertainment from legal, production, marketing. I've done it all. And as I was in my career, I realized I had some problems, and unseen problems. And I said, you know what? When I get out of school, because I had to leave the industry for a minute, I had to take a break. And once I took that break, I got to know who I was. And I was like, you know what? When I go back in the industry, I want to be able to help and serve people who want to do just like what I want to do in the industry, but are underrepresented. And so that's what got me my job at RespectAbility. I'm the entertainment news media director, and I want to change things. I call my team the dream team, because I feel like we make dreams come true for people that may not have thought that they could even work in the industry. So that's me. So I have my little script here, so if everybody's like, what is he doing? What's he reading? Because I don't want you to miss nothing, period, of what I have to say, or what our fine, fabulous panel have to say. So, in today's panel, we're going to be talking about ensuring the meaningful inclusion of entertainment professionals with disabilities. The lack of representation, both on screen and behind the camera, means that millions of people are unable to see themselves in the media today, and even in the industry, behind the cameras, in front of the cameras. This panel right here will definitely shine a light on the evolving landscape in Hollywood. We all collectively work tirelessly behind the scenes to make opportunities more inclusive and bring more diverse stories to the front of the camera. Our panelists today include Ann Pien, most well known for As We See It, Lawon LoLo Spencer. Oh yeah, give us some applause.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, give us some applause. Lawon LoLo Spencer, most well known for Sex Lives of College Girls. And my fabulous Madison Tevlin, most well known for Champions.
Yay!
Let's start with the topic of authentic casting. Ann, As We See It was hailed for its authentic casting. Why do you think it was so important that why do you think it's so important that content creators cast disabled actors?
Gosh, that set was groundbreaking. We had the most amount of people on the autism spectrum in front of and behind the camera. From the writer's room, we had neurodiverse writers, to people on set, Michelle Sam, Taylor, and then actors who were able to portray both neurotypical and neurodiverse roles. Robbie Clater played Rick Glassman's character's boss, Jack's boss, and he's on the spectrum. Lillian Carrier played Jack's roommate, or not roommate, coworker. So it was an incredible example of how a set can thrive and be a success. We've got all these nominations. The TV Academy is giving us an honorary award this year. We won the Spotlight Award. I've been nominated for the Spirit Award and Gotham Award. It's incredible, and at the same time, you could still feel the stigma, right? Like, whoa, there's like no offers, no jobs, and
Right.
it's the autism stigma. So there's a whole a whole vast range of talent that is not being utilized in the entertainment industry and is not visible and not seen either in front of or behind the screens. And it's one of the reasons why I'm directing this short with, it was written by a young actress on the spectrum. And I'm really lucky to have support from industry mentors, because it's just easier to work with them. They have kids on the spectrum, then they know, what's going to work, and empower actors, creators, writers, directors with disabilities. So, yeah. Thanks.
I love it. Here for it. Here for it. Madison.
Okay.
You were most recently in the film Champions.
Yes.
Can you tell us what it was like to be on a set with multiple actors with Down syndrome?
Well, it felt so good. So this movie is based on a basketball movie, and I got so lucky to be surrounded by 9 boys, and I'm the only girl of the team of friends. It felt so good to be surrounded by these people. And Bobby Fairley is the director of this movie, and really shows diversity and inclusivity for all different people.
Love it. So good. LoLo.
Yes.
You're most well known for your role of Sex Lives of College Girls. Now, it's so refreshing to see you doing things that any typical college girl would do and not be defined by your disability.
Yeah.
That's good to see.
Yeah. It's the best.
Can you share more about your experience working on the show?
Yeah, being on the show is really dope overall, right? Because being able to be part of an ensemble cast full of equally vibrant, personality-filled people makes it a really, really great experience. And, we've hung out even offset, which was really important because this is the first time that I had been part of a project with an ensemble cast. So I really wasn't sure what our culture would be off screen and offset. I wasn't sure if I was, because again, people don't know necessarily how to interact with people with disabilities. So I wasn't sure if they were just gonna hang out and not tell me because they wasn't sure how to ask about accessibility questions or what it took to get around. But no, my cast was like, girl, we getting on a boat. And Chris, who plays Kanan, he's gonna pick you up. He's gonna get you on the boat. We're gonna have a good time in Santa Monica, Marina Del Rey. Like it's really become a family, and a lot of people don't understand the importance of culture, the importance of being inclusive, not just for the sake of a checkbox for your statistics in your business, but for the sake of literally making people feel included and seen for their humanity. And so Sex Lives, that culture that has been created with the cast and the crew, they have definitely done a great job of that, of really just staying focused on the humanity of who I am as LoLo, but also as Jocelyn when writing for her in the scenes that she's involved in.
I love that. Do you feel the relationships that have been made while doing this project will continue and teach other people?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Because it's okay, for me, it's not rocket science. And honestly, I feel like interacting with people with disabilities is not rocket science. It's literally humans first.
Right.
Like, just stay focused on, wait, this is still a human first. And so being able to be an example of what it could look like with non-disabled people and disabled people interacting, having fun. Oh, Lord, I was about to curse. Shooting the stuff, talking, having a good time, drinking together, partying together. It matters. It really, really matters. And it shows the possibilities that we don't have to act like our relationships end when, the director yells, it's a wrap.
Right.
Like the relationships can still keep going. We can still talk to each other, ask each other questions about the business, or just say, hey, girl, I'm going through it. I need some advice. And so it's a great example I think we're able to set. So,
okay. Madison, what you want to say?
I want to add on just from the movie, like the cast has been like family off screen and whatever it is, because I just feel like this movie is about the friends and just creating the relationships and friendships we've made felt so good, and we're doing just what we love to do.
Yeah.
And really, now I'm so happy to be able to call them my friends and family.
Right.
Because I really feel like they're all my brothers. And it feels so good to call them that.
Okay.
I love it.
I love it.
Yeah.
That make you feel good, don't it?
Yeah, they really do. And just like being in the movie was so super fun. Plus, Woody Harrelson is like super cool.
Oh,
he's, like,
man.
so lucky.
I want to be Woody.
Playing off Woody was like super fun because like he like would like go back and forth with us. Like he would say like maybe let's say egg, and then we didn't know what to do after that. We were all set with our lines memorizing, but when he says something and puts us on the spot, it's really hard for us to remember what we're supposed to be saying.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna switch gears a little bit. I want to talk about children's content.
Oh, yes.
Some of my colleagues at RespectAbility had the honor of working on 2 animated series, Firebuds and Molly McGee. LoLo, your voice, the role of Jazzy.
Yes.
A young black girl with spinal bifida on Firebuds. Sue-Ann, your voice, the role of June, a young Chinese autistic girl on Molly McGee. Both of your characters are unique female disabled characters of color. What does it mean to you for millions of children to be able to see themselves reflected in this way?
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This entire process from shooting as we see it to playing June I got. Okay. To play in June on Molly McGee has been like one. I'm also kind of in my own coming out. You know, like on the spectrum, it's strange. It feels like, you know, when you're unveiling, you're gay or you're different. It's because in a lot of ways for me it was an invisible disability, right? I'd be known as somebody who's twice exceptional, which is probably like June. I had no filters. And growing up as a little kid, my mom was like, my kid is so strange and different. She's not going to have an easy time in life. So she was very protective and tried to hide everything about me that was different. And that led to, there's a lot of mental health challenges when you can't just be who you are, right?
Right.
And so for my community, I know, the Asian community, when people like my mom see something in the media portrayed, then it becomes, oh, that's acceptable. It's okay now, right? So we're looking at Everything Everywhere All at Once. Thank God, right? Michelle Yeoh, the storyline. I mean, I'm living that. I was living it.
Right.
And so, for my mom and people in the next generations, when they see, oh yeah, it's okay, it's safe for Asian children to be on the spectrum. Stop trying to change them. Give them support. Let them find community, family, which is now what's happening. I'm starting to connect. I had no idea, the amount of love and just support there could be. So,
I love that.
I love that.
And I think for me, which was actually really funny when I got the opportunity to voice Jazzy on Firebuds. I was like, ooh, go from Sex Lives to Disney. Okay, this is weird. Let's just get adjusted in that way first. But no, the beauty of it is I love kids. They're the best to me. They give me a little, but they are the best. We love children. But the thing is we learn our habits. There's statistics that say from the time a child is born till 5 years old are the most imperative years of every single person's life. So by having content that introduces kids at that age to disability, then changes the scope of a whole generation that will then learn to accept other people with disabilities and other kids with disabilities, because people tend to forget that there are children that have disabilities too.
Right.
It teaches them to learn how to interact with them easier, quicker, right? Because if we think about it, I was born in 87, so my generation and generations before, the kids with disabilities are in a totally different classroom. They play at a different time. They interact at a different time. So you take that all the way up until you go to college, right? Because even in high school, they're separated. You go to college, and then now all of a sudden, everybody's supposed to know what to do. Like then it makes growing up as an adult with a disability even harder. So if we start having content at the early ages of childhood, it starts changing the conversation and the experience overall for people, especially as they get older. And then especially with young Black girls with disabilities, right? Because just being a Black woman, there is the stigma and the expectation that we have to perform twice as hard, twice as much to just even halfway start to be seen to be a competitor in anything that we want in life, no matter what it is. And so again, to see a young Black girl with a disability who's vibrant, who's imaginative, who's doing her own thing, who does not hold back from nobody, it is a really, really great honor and experience to be a part of.
All right. Let me tell you what I love about you all. You all are giving the younger generation a vision that they see themselves. You know what I mean? Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm with you when you came to, like, you were born in, what, 87, you said?
87, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm not going to tell you when I was born. But, a lot of my friends are now realizing that they have a disability.
Yeah. That's the thing about disability. There's a lot of people living with disabilities and don't even know it because they're thinking, oh, I just think differently, or this pain in my back, oh, I've just always been dealing with it. Like, no, get checked out, please. Like, figure it out.
Take care of yourself.
Take care of yourself. Exactly. Please take care of yourself.
Yeah.
And so it's like,
That's
even
really
with
important.
Yes.
I've had actor friends that suddenly they just had strokes, lost their hearing as they age, and now they're disabled. You know, and we're looking at Bruce Willis, we're looking at movie stars that are going through that, and you just got to remove the stigma because it's a part of your instrument now. And how are you going to use that to infuse your characters, right?
Right.
Exactly that. Exactly.
To piggyback on that, also, I mean, just like when I had to leave the industry, I mean, I realized something was wrong.
Yeah.
It was my mental health.
Yeah.
And I like what you said, Madison. Take care of yourself.
Yes. That's the biggest thing.
Because let me tell you something. Peace is priceless.
Hello.
Yes.
Big facts.
Self-peace is priceless. So if you are in situations and work environments where it's destroying your peace, you might want to self-evaluate yourself.
Yeah. No, absolutely. And then also remembering that, you know, if you are to find out that you have a disability at any point in your lifetime, because everybody's going to find out one day, whether it's temporary, permanent, or you grow old into it, just know that, like, life doesn't stop there. Life doesn't have to
continue.
Just continue. Thank you.
Yes.
Just continue. Keep going.
Keep going for your dreams.
Exactly. Figure out the solutions. There's always a solution to everything. Just like they say, when one thing comes out in your body compensates in another way naturally without even thinking about it. You will find the skills. You will find the tools that you need.
And
it's
things
just
will just come to you.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
And just believe in yourself. That's the biggest thing I would say is believe in yourself and be true to yourself.
Yes. That leads me to you.
Perfect.
Let me tell you something. Well, I love your attitude. Always. I love your confidence. You know I do.
Well, thank you.
Because you often say, you having Down syndrome is the least interesting thing.
I always say this all the time. It's my tagline since I was 13 years old. I have Down syndrome, but it is the least interesting thing about me. And I'm actually wearing that top right now.
Yes. So I guess you did elaborate on that, huh?
Yeah. So I'm very happy that I partnered with the shirt. And I'm going to promote it a little bit right now because...
Do it.
Well, just because it is important. Well, I did make this show called Who Do You Think I Am? I interviewed 10 very interesting people and really get to know them of who they really are, not being judged at face value. So when I didn't know that everyone feels the same way as me. When I walked into the show and I did it, like I was like the host and interviewing these people, and these people were we had to treat each other exactly the same way. So when we were speaking, the Bird's Papaya, Sarah, shout out to you because you were the one that really opened me up and really speak about with Down syndrome and what that really means to me. And Ann Pien, you also said to me that really stuck with me is that it's so much fun to prove people wrong and underestimate them.
Yes.
That part.
That part. Right there. Neurodiversity is still something that isn't as fully accepted in racial minority communities. Sue-Ann, how have your roles helped normalize neurodiversity within the Asian community?
Oh my gosh. Thank you for asking that question, Lawon. Okay, so, like I said, you don't see a full spectrum of any kind of differences in my community. It's very stigmatized, right? So even to this day, my family's like, well, you're not that bad. You're not banging your head on the wall and all these things, right? So I have a best friend, and she's, we've known each other since we were teenagers, and we would do all these crazy, wild things. And she, when I was younger, it was very obvious that I just didn't have like that fear or that stop. And she was like, if I was your parents, I would totally, I'd be so mad at you. And now she has this son, and he's on the spectrum. And he's like, 3, 2. And she's like, I completely understand why Brookie's like that because of our time and our years together. And, I hope because I know there's so many kids out there. And especially if you don't look like one sliver of the spectrum, right? There's a nonverbal, we should definitely not be using functioning labels because there's moments where you're like, Suzanne's not functioning very highly today.
And support everybody.
Yeah, you gotta
support.
This is why I love what we're saying about like human first, right? Human stories first. The rest of it, it's a feature of who I am, right?
It's just a part of who I am. It's not my whole entire identity.
Exactly. No. Some people have blue eyes, some people are on the spectrum, some people have Down syndrome, but it's a feature of the humanity.
Just because I have Down syndrome doesn't mean that I could do so many more things that I already am doing.
Period.
There you go. Because you're already killing it more than most people. Let's just be clear.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
Period.
I love you, Lolo.
I love you too, boo.
Lolo. In addition to your acting, you're a content creator yourself.
Yes, indeed.
Why is it so important that we have disabled writers, directors, and producers behind the camera?
Ooh, well, it's important for many reasons, right? Is because everyone is talking about authenticity, and the only way to do it is to involve the people that are actually living these lives, right? So that's one perspective on it. The other perspective is employment, money. A majority of people with disabilities live on government income, which is $800 a month usually. And no matter where you live in the country, by the way. So if you live in LA and you have to live off disability, it's an extreme challenge. I've done it, had done it for years. It's not easy. So by being able to create jobs and opportunities for others, and especially in the form of the arts and creativity, it allows people to be free of having to only focus on their health as their only existence in life. And so it's just important in that way. And I started a lifestyle brand called Live Solo, dedicated to young adults with disabilities who are seeking independence and self-empowerment. And the lifestyle topics is what we focus on. We talk about dating, travel, money, employment, creativity, all of these different things on this platform because we need to know and we need to learn from each other as other people with disabilities, to learn about other people's disabilities, but also for non-disabled people to learn more about disabilities as well. So that way we can just, again, get back focused on the humanity of everything. And for me, being a content creator, being able to exercise my creativity. I just dropped a book as well called Access Your Drive and Enjoy the Ride. I know, child, I do too much.
You're so good.
No.
Listen, but it's a book about dream building and essentially saying that as a person with a disability, if I've been able to use certain tools to figure out how to live out my dreams, here are some things that you can do too. And it's not specific to just disabled people. It's for everybody to be able to read and get some nuggets to apply to your life as well. So being able to do it all matters because we should be able to have the same flexibility, the same opportunities, the same opportunity to get paid.
Okay.
Hello. As everyone else does.
Expectations.
Yeah, exactly. So, yeah, it's important. Everybody just do your thing. Live out your dreams.
Do your thing. Enjoy every single minute of it.
Period.
And that's it.
That's it. That's it.
Lolo,
Enjoy it.
I totally agree with everything you just said.
Thank you.
You're
boo.
basically saying the words out of my mouth.
I love that.
Literally.
Thank you.
I was literally saying exactly the same thing.
Listen, we are twins.
We are.
So Madison, you just always come in the right way. You come in the right way.
Perfect.
You were the first person with Down syndrome to be nominated for Canadian Screen Award.
This is what I really want to talk about, so thank you for bringing up this question.
For best host, talk show, or entertainment news, so many talk shows do not bring disabled guests. And why is it so important that disabled individuals have roles as talk show hosts? I mean, I would watch you every day. Yes, I would.
It just feels really good because I'm just so happy I made this show and showcasing all these different people that who you are. Believe yourself and believe that you who you are and not have people define you the way you look. That's why when I made this show, I knew there's something I really want to do, and I'm just so happy I got nominated for the CSAs. It was a couple weeks ago in Toronto, and I went. It was like the best thing of my life. I'd never been nominated before, so just being nominated was super cool. And being surrounded by so many people that are also talk show hosts.
Yes. If there was one question that you would want to ask someone that you know that they probably would say, what is she talking about? What would that question be?
Can we say it again?
Oh, yeah, no. If you was interviewing a celebrity, what would be the first question you would ask them?
Well, I did meet Ryan Reynolds. I'm putting that out there right now. I met Ryan Reynolds, and it was super fun, super cool. I didn't know how to feel. I literally walked in as just me being starstruck. Like, wow, I'm interviewing you? This is super cool. I had a first question first. Then I needed a backup just in case.
There we go.
So my first question, because he was also nominated for a humanity award or something like that. He was going up to receiving something. So I asked him, how does it feel being part of this? And why does this award mean so special to you? And he just answered beautifully. And then I broke some rules here and there with him because he was super nice. So he didn't want to budge. He didn't want to move. So we were talking about Champions, the movie. Caitlin is like his best friend who's also in the movie with me. So we connected over that, over Caitlin. We connected over Blake Lively because his wife. And I asked him, like, how is Blake? How is she doing? He's like, oh, she's doing really good. She's in New York with our kids. And, like, we connected like we were a family.
I love it.
And he gave me all the hugs. We took all the pictures together, and it felt so good.
We love Ryan Reynolds.
I love
And I also worked on the red carpet, and they did a little segment on me on TV. So go watch it.
Well, I have to say, this has been a pleasure of being with you all on this panel. Sue Ann.
Thank you,
LoLo.
Lawon. Thank you.
Madison.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes. Thank you, y'all.